The number one character trait, according to some studies. What's up, Delilah? Welcome in. Much love, Trav here. Talk about that trait, how to cultivate it, and why you should look for it, and why it's so valuable. I'm up here taking this sheep. They're eating this pigeon pea. It's nice forage and nitrogen fixer to improve the soil. Got a lot of rain. Got this new field here that we've gone through, pulling out the rocks and gonna start growing some stuff in there, some carrots. Down here you can see, boom, lime tree, and then a bunch of transplants of leeks, purplets, kale, and so on. Welcome in. Anyways, so I was watching Ty Lopez's Instagram story today, and he was at the Berkshire Hathaway convention, which is Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger and all Berkshire Hathaway share owners are invited to come to that. And he met Robert Cialdini there. Robert Cialdini, I've read his book, Persuasion and Persuasion. He's probably the world's expert on persuasion. And he said to Ty that the number one most valued trait, the trait that people value the most in English, is trustworthiness. And I think that's probably true. If you didn't know, yeah, kind of duh. And we're going to talk about why. But first, like, why trustworthiness? Well, if you want to be in a relationship with someone, any sort of relationship, romantic, business, friend, family, if you can't trust them, well, what does trustworthiness mean? It means they're probably going to keep their word, and they're probably not going to screw you over. So if someone's not trustworthy, they're going to lie, so you don't even really know who they are or what they're going to do. They're not going to keep their word, so they're not dependable. They're not going to be able to make changes in their life. You're not going to be able to plan around them. And those are really big problems, right? But if someone's trustworthy, it's like, if someone's trustworthy, I can confide in this person. I can plan around this person. This person is true to their word in general. If they say something, they're probably going to do it. They probably have pretty good control of their own life. They're going to be able to change because they're going to say, hey, I'm going to do this. And they're not going to lie. They're not going to backstab you. They're not going to steal your money. It's basically everything that you want. I mean, there's other things, but like if someone's untrustworthy and they're lying about who they are and they're trying to scam you, definitely avoid from far, far away. So we're talking about how to identify trustworthiness, also how to establish it for yourself. But obviously you want it because other people see that as being really valuable. So in order to be trustworthy, and I don't think you should do it for other people, you should do it for yourself, because it starts with the core of trustworthiness is trusting myself, valuing my own word, believing there's value in the things that I say and the things that I do, believing in character, believing in what's right, believing in morals, and saying, hey, I'm not the type to steal, even given opportunity to steal and enrich myself and not get caught, because it's in my core values to not do that. I'm not the type to lie even when I could get away with it, lie and cheat, because it's in my core values. That's another thing, like a part of being untrustworthy is like cheating. Don't want to get involved with cheaters, right? So, but saying, hey, I have opportunity to cheat, and not get caught, but I don't do it because that's in my core values, right? So it's for me, it starts off being for you. It starts off being for me. It's not for other people. It's not because, other people like trustworthiness. And the main thing is, I talk about this a lot, but like, you value your word. I can say stuff like, I am going to change my habit. I'm going to quit doing this and I'm going to do this now. And I have such a strong belief in my word that I'm actually going to follow through and be able to make that change. And that's an extremely powerful thing that most people don't have, because you can change your life. Like it's not easy, but it's simple. If it's trustworthy to myself, I say, I'm going to quit this. And even on my worst days, it's like, well, I said it. And we talk about how to actually quit bad habits and start good habits in another discussion, but we're talking about trustworthiness now. And being trustworthy to yourself primarily, you'll be trustworthy to other people. Ways to establish trust. Well, trust is a valuable thing that is hard to display because it's a characteristic, it's not in your personality. You have the loudest person or the quietest person, the most extroverted person, the most introverted person. You're not going to know if they're trustworthy except for observing them or observing you for a long period of time and saying congruity. We're kind of good at testing liars or identifying liars, but also people lie and people believe their own lies. So over time, the main thing is you have to see people's follow through And the simplest thing is seeing if they do what they say they're going to do. Even if it's small things, like I'll do that. I will, and most people honestly aren't that trustworthy. And I think it's because they delude themselves. It's not because they're malicious. They don't do the things that they say they're going to do. They say, I'll do it tomorrow. They never do it, obviously. And that's harmful lie to yourself if you do that. So over time, seeing if people do the things that they say they're going to do. Other ways is like gossip, seeing if people gossip or divulge things, like ability to keep a secret, say, hey, it's not appropriate for me to share with you because I committed to not saying it. Some things are better unsaid. That's a way to glean trust and learn. It's like not that secrecy is bad, but respecting promises and respecting privacy is part of trustworthiness. Consistency and follow through. Me saying I'm going to make YouTube videos every week. I'm going to do video, and you see the results. That's going to lead to some trustworthiness. And it's just something that's established over time through your character, not through your personality. Is allowing people to observe you over time. And once it's like binary. If someone can't be trusted, you can't have any sort of relationship with them. If someone is very trustworthy, then you can engage in all sorts of different kinds of relationships. It's almost a binary thing to having a deeper relationship with someone. So, therefore, it's something that's worth establishing over time by being true to your word and by having strong character and morals and discipline. And another thing that I heard, I think I was listening to Lewis Holmes' podcast, School of Greatness. That's another good one. Interview with Trent Shelton. He was saying, they were saying, one of them had a friend who's a relationship coach and was saying, like, okay, if I tell my clients that if they're seeking for a certain trait in a partner, they have to first be that trait themselves. Like if I'm seeking for someone who is good at consoling, then I need to be good at consoling myself. So if it seems like everyone around you is skeezy and scammy and lying and cheating, maybe you are too. That's definitely going to have an effect on you. But if you are very disciplined and trustworthy and follow through and respect with your word, that's going to attract those same sorts of people into your life and create a norm, victory circle, where it's just it just becomes easier and easier. So you got to start with you. You start screening yourself and being honest with yourself and trustworthy with yourself and disciplined with yourself, and it will come out of you and it will be displayed to other people and it will affect the people around you and it will attract similar right kind of people into your life as well. So hope you find that useful. Those of you who are looking for more lessons, I wrote a book for you. It's called I Wish I Had Told Me Sooner, and it's all about stuff like this, lessons that I learned where I wish I had known earlier that people don't want to hear I'll be there in 5 and you show up 30 minutes. They don't care. Words don't mean anything. People care about what you actually do. You can't talk your way through everything. You have to have good character over the long term. And it's not worth it to lie, especially even to yourself. It's not worth it to steal. It's bad for your own mental health. It's better to do what you think is right, and people will find that very attractive, and it will attract the right people into your life and raise up the people around you. Say hi, Delilah. Hi, Delilah. Where are you going? Where's she going? You gonna come here? You wanna come here? No. She's maybe looking for Felicia, who went the other way. Anyways, appreciate you. Let me know what you think in the comments. Exercise for you today is evaluate yourself. How are you on trustworthiness? If not, then you got to start working on it. Are there people in your life that are not very trustworthy? You should probably, I know it's not possible to cut everyone out of your life, but maybe spend a little bit less time with them. So thank you, and I look forward to hearing what you have to say. Talk to you soon. Peace.